How my parents met. My parents met during my aunt's quinceañera. Both of my grandmothers knew each other and were friends. So my father, Herman, went to my aunt's party. There he met my mother, Lillian, and they started dating. Eventually they got married, and a few years later they had me. Where I was born. I was born in San Francisco Kaiser Hospital, and I was given the name of my father. I was named Herman Francisco Moncada. I was born on August 21st, 1999. My family. My father's from Mexico and my mother's from El Salvador. My father worked construction and had his own gate company, and my mother is a senior property manager. My siblings. I am the older sibling. I have two younger brothers, David and Mark. We are all 3 years apart. Oddly, of all my siblings, I am the only one born in the summer, because both of my brothers are born in December. Starting school. I went to a small Catholic elementary and middle school that is from kindergarten to 8th grade. As a kid, I was forced to wear a uniform, so I never really got into wearing the cool clothes. I was always the one who got in trouble when I was little. I had a big imagination. I used to always dream. During recess, I once pretended that I was in Jurassic Park and that I was fighting a dinosaur. Because my school was from K to 8, I got really close with all my friends. When I entered middle school, I had more work and I had to start worrying about high school. Middle school. Middle school was a little different for me because I had more responsibilities, like doing chores without getting an allowance. I also had to stop acting like a little kid and had to better myself so that I could be a great role model for my brothers. I also had to get good grades if I wanted to get into a good high school. Lucky for me, I was never bullied in my life, and I am glad. Middle school wasn't a big transition friends-wise because I grew up with all of them and our attitude towards each other stayed the same. 8th grade. 8th grade was so much different than 6th and 7th grade. It was the year everyone was looking forward to and also loathing because it was the year we were finally about to go to high school, but it was also the year we had to work our butts off and say goodbye to all of our friends. After studying a lot and having no free time, I graduated middle school with academic high honors. High school. I attended my first year of high school at Lick Wormerding in San Francisco. I was lucky to get in because I would not even be close to affording the tuition, but lucky for me, I received a scholarship. I still remember the day all the high school acceptance letters came out, and I was very nervous. I was in the living room with my parents when I opened them, and I was full of joy when I saw that I got accepted to all the high schools I applied to. Going to high school. High school was very different because it was a much bigger campus, and there were more people in the whole school compared to my old school. I was a little freshman compared to all the other kids. During the first day, there was an all-school assembly, and when all the freshmen walked into the assembly, everyone was shouting 4 more years, over and over. I later learned that it is like tradition to welcome all the freshmen like that. High school was difficult for me because we had more work that is due every day, so I did after-school activities like sports. I did soccer, wrestling, and badminton during my first year of high school. The most difficult part of high school for me is taking finals. I would always get nervous and forget everything I studied right before the final, but I am working on that. During the end of my first year of high school, my parents told me that I should get a job because I cannot live off them forever. I soon joined my YIP and I was assigned at Trendsetters. Trendsetters. I was a little nervous when I first arrived because I didn't know anyone, so I thought I would have no one to talk to. But after a few days, I started to enjoy myself. After a couple of projects and many labs, I was assigned this project. Me, Herman Moncada. If I could describe myself, it would be quiet and a little weird. I am a very quiet person because I don't really like loud noises. I also keep quiet when I am nervous. I am weird because, well, everyone is weird in their own way. The future me. In the future, I hope I got to do everything I wanted to do in high school. I hope that I am going to college, but you never know what might happen. My biggest hope is that I am a good person and that I am happy with the life I will have. I remember the first time I ever walked home by myself. I was in 6th grade and so I was waiting to get picked up by my parents with my brother David. My parents usually always pick us up, and they were taking a while because we waited an extra 15 minutes for them before we got a phone call from them. They explained to us that the car broke down and they were halfway there and that we should walk home. So after a few minutes discussing what route to take and is the safest way home, me and my brother decided to walk home. When we got home, we saw our parents were there with a tow truck, and they were still waiting for the car to get pulled out.